that video. Okay, fair enough. Don't worry, it's nothing X-rated. I never starred in videos like that. Ask Daniel. He's the one that's the expert in those.
What?
Daniel's an expert in X-rated videos, aren't you, Daniel?
Something what videos?
You gotta be more awake than that. Come on.
I know.
Sorry, I'm listening through my earphones. So,
and
the crappy version. They're really, really bad.
Where's your good versions?
Don't know.
You don't know? Right.
Lost them.
When you get paid from McDonald's in the next couple of weeks, get yourself fancy headphones, all right, darling? That will sort you out.
Are you loving it, Daniel?
Okay, you're not going to believe this. For Laughs Ahoy. I actually got an email from Google, YouTube again. They wanted more defining information on the Omega Files 34, such as what was the source of your audio, video, or anything like that in this video. I'm like, it was a freaking podcast. I'm like, I even put in capital letters. It's just a recording of me and a bunch of guys talking about Doctor Who. If you want me to get more specific in that, you're going to have to consult my proctologist. I put that because I'm not kidding. It's just gotten crazy, and I noticed.
Oh, I know why. That's the leaked trailer one you did.
Exactly. The word leaked in the damn title, and suddenly, boom, they perk up and they hop on it. But let's get to the podcast already because I started recording about 4 minutes ago.
No, not again. Oh, Daniel, I apologise for putting you out in public.
But somebody likes it when you start recording. Someone likes Phil's rant about Matt Smith being naked.
Oh, yeah, that was last weekend.
It's like, I don't see what the big deal is. Come on, you lanky little British guy, who cares? Like, like,
okay, let's begin. Let's get flattened out.
All right, yeah, let's get things flattened out. Okay, everyone, welcome to the Omega Files. Tonight we're discussing this week's episode of Doctor Who, Flatline, written by Jamie Matheson. Same guy who wrote last week's, by the way, which was Mummy on the Orient Express. Let's go around and get hey there, hi there, ho there, from everybody. Let's start with Harry.
Greetings and salutations, one and all.
Callan.
Hi there.
AJ.
Hello.
And back from a long hiatus, the Fezman.
Yep, it's good to be back.
Phillip.
Hey, everybody.
William.
Hey, now.
And the Nightwing, back from his long vacation at sunny McDonald's.
Fuck you guys.
Reverse. I'm joking. Right.
Okay, so
Exile.
I have to say this right off the bat. Whoever this guy is, this Jamie Matheson fella, they better hire him for next season because
Amen.
this was a pretty good episode. I really sat down and enjoyed this. For once we had an enemy, this is a long time coming. An enemy that the Doctor didn't know, couldn't understand, and he had to work his way around it. Basically like a blind man in a whorehouse. He had to feel a way through it. And then to top it all off, you had the Doctor being separated from Clara, and he's having to, she has to take charge. But at the same time, it's not really a quote-unquote Dr. Light episode because he's in it throughout trying to guide her actions. All right, let's get opening thoughts from everybody. Let's start with Harry.
I thought it was a great episode. I mean, for once, you're seeing the Doctor having to do something he doesn't like to do. He's having to direct things. He's not the one who's out there actually taking care of things. He's having to tell Clara what to do and how to handle it. And that's something he's not used to doing.
Okay. Callan?
Yeah, I was just wondering this. Jamie Matheson, you're saying?
Yeah.
I was wondering if that could be a pseudonym for someone. That's the only thing I can think of. Yep, nice bit I liked in both stories.
Okay. AJ?
This was a very brilliant episode. It felt almost Tom Baker-ish, quite classic.
All right. Fez?
Yep, well, I thought I was originally going to hate this episode because, like you said, I thought it was going to be a Doctor Wright episode, but it wasn't really, and it really did surprise me. Yeah, it's been one of my favorites so far. And unfortunately, even though this is a good writer, Moffat doesn't like good writers. Once we're good, they'll be sacked. We won't see him
Oh,
again.
don't say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at what's
That's
happened to
bad.
that poor guy who wrote Dalek. Have you ever seen him again?
Nope.
No.
No.
Oh no.
Okay, Philip.
So this is the story that Jamie Matheson pitched to get the job on the show, and I'm glad that he pitched this story to Moffat. Otherwise, we wouldn't have got the story at all. So yeah, it's a good story. I enjoyed it from end to finish, and I want to see more of this sort of stuff.
Okay, William.
This one's a great story, and I hope that he does come back and write other stories. And this is, like you said, it's not a Dr. Light episode. They both work together. And, you know, even though Clara picked on him a little bit jokingly, this story goes straight to great.
All right, Nightwing.
I like this episode. It was again, I thought I was gonna hate it because of Clara being the main attention, but it wasn't Dr. Light. It was a bit of even where Clara took the main role, but at the same time she was protecting her friend. You know, instead of leaving him at the TARDIS in the middle of nowhere, she took him with him. You know, she took him with her.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Go on ahead, Philip. Do you have something to say?
No, I'll just agree with Daniel. Yeah, I'll just say yeah.
Oh, okay. Plus, we had the incredible shrinking TARDIS, which hasn't happened in quite a while. We've seen it happen a few times on and off across the series, except this time it was done in a different way because it was a group of beings who inhabited a dimension where there was only 2 dimensions. And they're trying to break into this one. I don't know. What did you make of this new enemy on this one? Would you like to see him come back? And did you really like the way they handled him? Let's start with Nightwing.
I like the boneless. They were cool. The fact that they turned the whole train into a painting takes some serious balls, or some serious strength.
I know that's
And yeah, they managed to make people on couches. They managed to do, but then a full train. You know, that must be some serious power, and I hope we get to see them again.
Okay, William.
Well, these beings are two-dimensional, so I wonder how they knew of this dimension existing. So that's a good question right there. And
I think that was because I think as the TARDIS bisected their dimension. You know when you sort of like when you're putting your hand out of water and you're touching something above the water, you're scraping the bottom of the boat, so to speak. That's how it happened, I reckon.
No, I think it was the person we saw at the end of the episode.
Yeah, we're gonna be getting to her, of course. All right, any more, William?
Well, I hope they do come back. I just hope they do come back.
All right, Philip.
Yeah. Sorry. Best villain in a long time, and the most weirdest, outlandish concept ever. But it worked on all levels for me. It worked on all levels. And yes, I wanted to come back time and again. As long as they come back written by the same author and not by Moffat, who like with these Weeping Angels, he ruined them after a while. I don't want them ruined if they keep coming back.
All right, Fez.
Well, I'm not sure if they will come back again. Although it's Doctor Who, you never know. But like people said, they are really good villains, and like they put like the Doctor and Clara in like threatening situations. Like they actually almost could have destroyed the Doctor, and could have killed Clara and the community service people as well. I think it was a lot better handled than what they did with, shall I dare say it, Fear Her, because I watched the Doctor Who extra, and I forgotten like how there was like similarities to it, and like wasn't it Chloe in Fear Her? Was it the girl that could draw, but like she was drawing pictures that could come alive? I wonder, was it just the writer inspired by that idea, or did he just come up with that himself? But they were pretty good villains. Yeah.
Alrighty. AJ.
Yeah, I like the boneless. I didn't like the name that it was given though. Boneless, it just sounds weird. I would have called them flatties or flatliners. But anyway, they sort of remind me when they're in their 3D form of zombies, flickering zombies, sort of, as they was lurching forward.
I think that was great. I thought that was brilliantly realised, actually. Them doing
Yeah,
that.
that was awesome. But yeah, a brilliant enemy. I'd like to see them again.
Alrighty. Callan.
Yeah, the boneless are very good. I like them. They're nice and scary. It reminds me a bit of a Misfits episode where the guy would paint something that would come into being.
Oh yeah.
Also, the two-dimensional universe has been theorized by Stephen Hawking, apparently. I suppose he's got some mathematics to back up that, but anyway.
Okay, and Harry.
I like him. I'd love to see him back. In fact, I have 2 words to say about this writer. Robert Holmes.
All right, Robert Holmes. Okay, yeah, sounds familiar.
That's the writer.
To me, this guy reminds me of Holmes, the way he writes his stories and such. I mean, he comes across as a young version of Holmes.
All right. Okay, here's what I got off TARDIS Wiki. Flatline was Jamie Matheson's first script for the show. 2 years before writing it, he had pitched his ideas for his story to Stephen Moffat, but was unsuccessful. But when he met again with him, he showed him 4 ideas for episodes, complete with his own illustrations, aided by his background in art college. Taking an interest in the monster he created, Moffat asked Matheson to produce a story outline, and he got the job finally to script the episode. Oh man, and, it's like I really like that. Talk about determination. First he got shot down, then he comes back. But all right, here's one weird thing about this episode. We finally get to see the TARDIS in what's called siege mode.
Yes, I love that. But
Well,
when I saw that box, the first thing that came to my mind was the Pandorica box. That's what
Yep,
popped into my
same
head.
it also gives us a chance to finally get Peter Dinklage as the Doctor.
I see where you're going with that one. Very clever.
Oh, short jokes, come on. No, but I saw a funny little box with funny little engrams on it. And for some reason, how come I suddenly pictured somebody sitting there solving the box, and then out comes Peter Capaldi with pins on his head. I have such sights to show.
Oh my God, Hellraiser. Hellraiser.
Little Hellraiser reference there. Oh, all right.
Having just said that, it kind of ties in with Missy and Hell. So that could be a foreshadowing, really. If you're looking at the box as a Hell pinhead kind of dimension thing, that's kind of weird.
Yeah, the Cenobites, they aren't from another dimension. They just have a TARDIS and they're really mean. Okay, now we're introducing some really interesting characters in this episode. I want you guys to pick, your favorites out of this one. Let's start with Harry. What other characters in this episode really stuck out for you?
I'd say this guy that Claire was associating with, who was helping her out for most of the story. This guy seemed to really have his head on straight. He wasn't trying to go goop around or anything. He saw what was going on. He was not messing around. He was listening to Clara and doing his part to help out.
Yeah, the fluorescent pudding brain.
Yes.
Yeah, that's Rigsy. His name was Rigsy.
All right, anybody remember the character's name?
Rigsy.
Yeah.
All right. What was it again? Sorry, y'all talked at once.
Rigsy.
Was it Rigsy?
With an S.
Oh, Rigsy. Okay, yeah, I just literally watched this episode a few minutes ago, so I didn't get a big chance to jot down a whole lot of notes. Okay, let's go on to Callan. Well, what are the characters that you really like in this episode, Callan?
They didn't really stood out. They're all pretty good, though. I can't remember all their names. Yeah, Legacy was alright. He did his job.
Okay, AJ?
Yeah, I agree. I liked Rigsy. He sort of jumped into the forefront and was going to risk his own life, regardless that no one asked him to do it or forced him to do it. And Clara just stepped up and said, "No, you're not doing it. You don't need to die. There's no reason for it."
I'm gonna really miss that hat band.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that headband, that poor headband.
Forehead.
All right, Fez.
Yeah, I probably agree with everyone else, Rixie, and like out of like one-off people, like I think I like him to come back to the show, sometimes like there's times where people say, oh, I want this person to come back or that person, but I really like this guy to come back. I think he stood out the most because I didn't really care for the other people as much, especially that old creep, but like didn't really care about anyone except himself. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The old fella.
Yeah.
Fenton.
Fenton. Yeah. He was played by crap, and I just had it up here on my screen.
Christopher Fairbanks.
Chris Fairbanks. You're right. You got it. And let me see. He's been all over the place. He's been in Sapphire and Steel, The Professional, Scarlet Pimpernel, Wallace and Gromit. He was the Curse of the Were-Rabbit. He was also in Flushed Away.
Tim Burton Batman.
Man, you're right. His first appearance of the Batman in Tim Burton's 1989 movie.
This year's Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yep, this guy's been a little bit everywhere, and it's really nice that they're getting some really, big name. Well, he's not exactly big name, but still, this guy's been in some motion pictures, and boom, here he is guest starring on Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Okay, Philip, you were next. Any other characters in this story stood out for you?
Well, like I said, the only two people that stand out as supporting characters was the young black guy, Rixie, and of course Fenton. But for me, Fenton's I kind of like Fenton because he's a grumpy old bastard like me, so I liked him.
Okay, William?
Yeah, they were the two characters that I liked the most. And it was weird how Fenton noticed that the psychic paper was blank.
It really takes a lack of imagination to make the psychic paper not work. All right, Nightwing.
Yeah, Fenton, a grumpy old bastard who who had it out for everybody other than himself.
I like that. It's like, yeah, a lot of people died, but I didn't. Ha ha ha! I don't care.
That's what I liked about him. He was so ungrateful. Grateful basket.
It's like I don't give a damn. It's like I don't care. Y'all, as far as I'm concerned, these people were trash. It's like I still made it out alive. Okay, now. But here's one point in this story that stuck out in my mind. It stuck out like a sore thumb. And that was towards the end when the doctor looks at Clara and says, "You made an excellent doctor, Clara," and forgive me if I got this, I'm paraphrasing a bit, "but goodness had nothing to do with it."
Yeah, I got that as well.
Yeah, I didn't understand that, though.
Okay, now I was going to ask you guys, how did you interpret that line? Let's start with Nightwing.
I think the Doctor was trying to say that Clara still has a lot to learn if she ever wants or needs to do this again. I mean, I think she did a great job, but I think the Doctor was a bit jealous of what she'd done. But really, what was Clara going off? She was going off what she'd learned from the previous two Doctors that she'd been with.
All right.
Yeah, good point.
But the Doctor... sorry.
Continue. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
But the Doctor didn't see that. He just saw that she was trying to do it her own way. But really, she was just going off what Matt's and himself. You get what I mean?
All right. I can see that. William, what'd you make of it?
Well, if you notice that when he told that to Clara, he was telling her how much he was upset that a lot of people died because of these beings. And at the same time, he had to really hurt them, and either he killed them or send them back to their dimension and threaten them that this world is protected. And that's something he had to show to Clara, that even though at the end some of us lived, a lot of people died, and I had to threaten these other beings not to come back.
All right, Philip.
I don't know what it actually meant, but from what I just heard you lot say, I'm thinking, was he trying to say to her, yeah, you might have done a good job, but you still need me to help you out?
I don't know. That's not what I walked away with it from.
Nah, I didn't see it like that.
Oh well, I don't understand. I didn't get it then. So if you could enlighten me when you're ready, then I'll be happy.
Now, my interpretation of it was sometimes you have to be ruthless to make the right choices. That's what I walked away with it. Is the fact that she made all the right choices because she was just basically thinking, you know, how do we get out of this alive?
Yeah. Okay.
At least that's what I got out of it. Okay, Fez, what'd you make of it?
Well, I also remember him saying, the doctor saying about like something about like not the right people dying. About who was the old guy again? What was his name?
Fenton.
Like
Yeah.
He wasn't really
like,
evil, was he?
oh yeah, but just like he was just a bit annoyed, but like he rescued the wrong sort of people, and I think like this what I'm sort of thinking of it is, but like you can't like maybe save everyone as well because like they put like people in danger, and if it's also Clara who put herself in danger, and maybe with the doctor putting Clara in the lead, he doesn't want anything bad to happen to his companions as well, like particularly what had happened to some of his other companions, and like he maybe feels the guilt, and he doesn't want to, like I said, put people in harm, and like you just said, like he wants, he basically wants to help his companions as well, really. So, yeah.
Okay, AJ.
What I came away from it was basically he was saying to her, look, everyone doesn't get to live, and that's the best case scenario.
Okay.
Yeah, sometimes people have to die in order to. All right, basically, all right, and Harry should jump for joy because this part of the episode flashback. Fred, are you okay?
Oh yeah.
Sound like somebody clinked you on the head with a bottle. No, no. When I walked up, all right, this flashed me back to a line from Babylon 5. And this was a line that was told to Jakar in a dream by a creature we know as Kosh. Some of us have to be sacrificed if all are to be saved.
Okay.
So
that's basically like the Star Trek thing. The few outweigh the many, however that says, however that line is. The one outweighs the few, whatever it is. I can't remember it. But you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. The less of the few outweighs the many.
Yeah. The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few, or the one.
Yeah, basically.
In other words. See, but I like the way Straczynski put it better. Ha! Okay. Okay,
it's your show.
Callan, what did you walk away with that scene where Capaldi tells her that, goodness had nothing to do with it?
Well, I don't know. It didn't make any sense to me, but it is a classic Mae West quote.
Mae West.
Come and get it.
Well, no. Well, Mae West comes out to a restaurant or something, and a lady sees her, and she says, "Oh, goodness, what diamonds!" And Mae West turns down and says, "Goodness had nothing to do with it."
I think I remember that film.
She was a naughty, bad girl. Exactly kind of like.
Okay, I can see that, yeah.
What it's doing in Doctor Who, I have no idea.
Okay, Harry? All right, Harry, you're next.
I thought basically the way it came across is this. You did a good job, but you're a human. You're not a Gallifreyan. You're not a Time Lord. Remember that.
Okay. Now, one other key point in this episode, that I thought was very, very interesting, and don't worry, we're going to get to that very last bit last. And this came before that, was when the TARDIS life support went out, you saw the Doctor sitting there commending Clara, praising Clara. Do you think he was just showing his true nature, or do you think he was just trying to be kind before he thought he was going out? Let's start with Harry.
I think he was basically hoping, and believe it or not, I think he was hoping and praying that Clara could pull something off to get him back in the game and help her out.
Okay. Callan?
Yeah, I think he was just telling the truth when he said you are a good doctor and praising her. I think he was a bit worried for himself when he let the mask slip a little there.
All right. AJ?
I think it was a dying man's last words.
Okay. Fez?
Wow.
You're up next, Fez.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I think he was just really hoping for Clara to save him because he was basically trapped, and he was relying on her throughout the whole episode. And yeah, I think he did mean it. Yeah.
All right. Phillip?
The same as Niall, actually, because he had nowhere to go. He had no other influences to help him out. Clara's the only influence he's got, so he had to make her feel good to achieve a better end.
Okay. William?
I think he was being honest with her, and that was his way of apologizing to her for what happened 2 weeks ago.
All right. Nightwing?
I agree with William, and then I also agree with which one was it? Which one of you guys that said that it was the dying man's words?
Me.
AJ.
AJ. I agree with Will on some ways, and I also agree with AJ, as in the fact that it's the last thing that he says, or one of the last things he thinks he's gonna say before he passes. And then at the end, he's like, "Oh, I didn't mean any of that. I'm just the same. I'm the same doctor. Just forget everything I said."
Yeah.
It's sort of like a Sherlock type.
A little
like-
bit.
yeah.
I suppose so. A little bit.
Okay, I can see where you're going with that. Also in this episode, we got to see Clara step up. She has to take charge. And at one point, she no longer has access to even the doctor. She has to go on her gut. How do you think about how she resolved the situation, how she carried herself in this episode? Let's start with Nightwing.
She did really well. On board what every of the other two doctors, Matt's doctor and Peter's doctor, had done in their adventures together. And she basically adapted what she learned from them two into herself, trying to, she was trying to figure out if she liked the idea of being the doctor, if you get what I mean. Without the doctor, she's pretty good on her own, but with the doctor, she's unsure of herself. So that's kind of the first step of, with this doctor, she's unsure of herself. With the doctor being sidelined, she's able to do a lot more on her own.
Oh,
And that's what.
But at the same time, he was kind of guiding her action.
Yeah. But he wasn't really like there. If you get what I mean, he wasn't like in front of her. He was in his TARDIS in her bag through an earpiece. So he wasn't really there for the whole event. If you get what I mean.
Sorry.
Yeah.
All right, William.
Yeah, I liked how she, she remembered the doctor telling her that the TARDIS needed energy before it could come back. Lucky she remembered that, and she was able to ask Rigsy to draw a fake door for those creatures would think it was a real door and use their energy to bring the TARDIS back.
Yeah, that was quite clever of her, actually. Very clever.
I did love that line that he told Rigsy before he left. He goes, your last creation saved the world. I can't wait to see what you do next."
Yeah.
So, all right, Phillip.
Yeah, I forgot what the question was now. Oh, Clara. Yes, I keep thinking that the doctor was watching Clara to see how much he'd learned from being with him, and giving her an appraisal, thinking, can she pull this off? And what she did, she's learned from him, and obviously his other selves, and he's thinking, is she good enough to be his companion from this point onwards? After that.
All right, Fez.
Yeah, I think this was a lot better handled when, remember a couple of weeks back when, in Kill the Moon, when the doctor left Clara to make the decision about the Earth because it wasn't his planet and it was Clara's planet, and then she got a bit bitchy about it because he left her, but whenever she was in charge this time, I think it was handled a lot better, and like she made like the right decisions, and well, like she said at the episode, like she did good, and but the doctor was probably slightly pleased in a way because she saved the day with yeah. Well, I think that's all I got to say about that part. Yeah.
Okay. AJ?
I think it was Clara just. Sorry, I did miss the question again. Sorry, the question. Sorry.
How do you think about how Clara handled this situation? How she carried herself in this episode?
Okay, sorry. Yes, I think she carried herself well. She was going by past experience by sitting off to the side and watching what the doctor did, and was hoping for a pat on the back and a cookie at the end, I think.
Cookie.
Firstly, I was expecting the doctor to walk out of the TARDIS after, and she goes, "Well, how do I do?" He goes, "Oh, C minus."
Okay, Callan?
Yeah, I like Clara on this one. She was too wee, and she was firing on all cylinders, and she sussed it out herself. She's had a lot of experience with the doctor this time, so she's learned quite a lot.
All right. Harry?
I think that she did a good job. She remembered a lot of stuff the doctor told her, but she needs to remind herself, you're not the doctor. You're not an extraterrestrial. You're just human.
Very interesting. Okay, then of course. Go on ahead.
I was going to say, is this really one of the only episodes where it's sort of mostly centered around the human, where it's not the doctor making all the decisions throughout? Where yes, the doctor gave her some advice, but it was mostly Clara. Is there any other episodes like that?
That's a good question. Anyone recall any offhand?
No, I can't think of much.
No, I can't think of one.
There's some where the doctor's unconscious and he's actually gone on holiday, but there do get up to too much.
Now, the only time that's actually ever happened, didn't Rose take control while the doctor was while Tennant was asleep in the TARDIS for a little bit? With the
Oh yeah, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Also, the Impossible Planet / Satan Pit.
And Big Finish.
And
Big Finish Solitaire.
And if you want to go a little out there, Blink.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right there. True.
Yeah, true.
So we've had companions, and also Big Finish. It's happened several times before where we had companions who had to take the reins because the doctor's otherwise indisposed or whatnot. So, it was kind of nice, kind of a nice switch. Like I said, I was expecting a Dr. Light episode, but Capaldi in there helping guide her through the whole thing. And
you go on.
I also wanted to bring up the Addams Family reference.
I like that.
That was very brilliant. That was brilliant. That was quite good.
Now we really know what was going on with Thing all those years. Come on.
It was the doctor.
I thought that was really neat. I damn near fell out of my seat laughing when there comes Capaldi's hand out of the TARDIS, and he starts pulling the TARDIS along. I thought that was pretty well done. That was something that was very, very innovative. It's something we haven't seen before.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
And now that big moment.
Well, hang on. Can I just go back to one thing? Just a minute. It's been written and spoken about over the internet that this was a kind of like a blueprint for a female doctor if it ever came along. Do we think that would have been how Clara came across was very doctorish or not?
No.
Well, but that's what I was actually wondering too. I thought, I remember when Matt Smith was leaving, people had actually thought that Jenna Louise Coleman was going to be the next Doctor.
Oh God.
That started from an April Fool's joke too. That's what.
Yeah. All right. I didn't hear from that. I just heard it through just random sites.
Yeah. Well, no. What happened was April Fool's that year, Doctor Who TV, in their usual jest mode, put out an article stating that the secret of the next season actually was the fact that Jenna Coleman was actually the next Doctor. and that it was all everything else was a hoodwink to keep you in the dark.
Yeah.
So it started out as an April Fool's joke on Doctor Who TV, and there were a lot of guys out there who did take it seriously, and I was like, but you know. After a while, you know, I'll never forget. Let's see, 1 year. Oh heck, they've done all kinds of crazy stuff before on that site. So, you know, like oh heck, no. Then again, I was about to compare it to IMDb, but that's just all the time with IMDb. That's not April Fool's. Okay, then we come to that ending moment with that certain person we all know Callan loves.
Calm down, Callan. Calm down.
Calm down.
Where we have Missy sitting there going, "Ma, my Clara, I have made such a good choice." I don't know. You guys got any speculation on what she's got stewing in that little brain of hers? Let's start with Harry.
My brain is telling me that is Clara's mother.
Oh, let's start with Harry though.
I don't know what she's got up her sleeve. All I know is that the more I see of Missy, the more she's got me confused.
All right, Callan?
Oh, I don't know either. Looks like something evil in a way. She's a powerful woman.
All right, AJ?
Well, I just acquired the Black Guardian trilogy box set recently, so maybe I'm thinking she's a guardian of some sort.
Okay, Fez?
Well, I think I've got it all wrong. She's the female version of the Candyman.
Oh,
No!
Oh, come on.
sod that off.
I've told James, and I'm telling you, stop mentioning the Candyman on the podcast. Because somebody's going to report this to Moffat, and sure as hell the Candyman will turn up in an episode. Oh, dear me, no.
Now. We all know what Moffat thinks of what fans want.
Oh, man.
Oh,
about just in all seriousness, I actually did think that Missy was going to be like an evil version of Clara, but then like when she mentioned Clara, that made me think. So she's either the master, which Philip, I know what you're going to say on that. So I really don't know who she could be. I really don't know.
all right.
Yeah.
So, Philip, any more guesses on what do you think Missy is doing here with this little last, segment?
I don't know. All I say, those few little words just made me think that's her mum, and her mum is being controlled by someone else as well as the Cybermen. So someone else has taken Clara's mother and reanimated her and given her a job of doing this pull-up, whatever she's doing with this whole thing.
So you think Missy's Clara's mom?
Yes, I do.
No.
In a weird kind of way. Something happened that incorporated their mother. We don't know why her mother died or how she died and what happened to her. So that could be her.
Or could Clara's mum be the new? Could Clara's mum be the new Cyber Raider controller? In the Christmas episode, who was that woman?
Yeah. Next Doctor. Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, Miss Hodgkin. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, could she be like someone like that?
I don't know. Like I said, I'm really keeping an open mind on her subject because I think it's going to turn out to be something so incredibly sinister it's going to freak us out. I'm not kidding.
Well, it better. It better.
I
don't know. I can't wait.
Not too much longer to go. We'll find out. Yep. All right.
3 episodes.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, William, what do you make of this whole last bit with Missy?
Okay, you notice during the story that we saw the doctor give Clara that little headpiece that also sent a nanobot to her eyes where he could see what she sees. Noticing that Missy was using a tablet and seeing what Clara was watching.
Or somebody's looking right at Clara.
Yeah, no, because she's looking at the mirror, she saw Clara's face. Because she could see her. But I'm saying to myself, well, somebody who knew at the same time that Clara was wearing that headpiece, it might theory always been. It's Clara from the future. It's Clara.
That's
And she
well.
knew at that time.
No.
It has to be. Well, we wait a few 3 more episodes to find out.
I was wondering if somebody was going to bring that up. The fact she's sitting there looking right at an image of Clara, as just the same as Clara was. The Doctor was seeing through Clara's eyes. That kind of makes me wonder if Missy doesn't have the Doctor bugged even.
Yeah, remote camera thing.
That nanobot that was sent to her eye.
Yep. So that was a good catch there. Yeah. I made a note of that myself in my head. I'm like, wait a minute, she's sitting here watching everything. Huh.
Big brother.
All right, Nightwing, you're last on this one. What do you think of this whole Missy thing at the end of the episode?
I'm just not going to say anything because I have no idea what to think of it. I'm actually starting to reconsider the idea of the Master.
Thank God for that. Yay!
Because I'm slightly confused by, her motives to this. Like, why is she going for the companion instead of straight for the Doctor? Actually, that's a stupid question. The Master is... That's a stupid question. The Doctor is, the companion is the Doctor, is the Doctor's loved one, if you get what I mean. So why is... it doesn't matter. I don't know. I'm going to wait till episode 11, and then I'll make my judgment. I mean, obviously...
Well, you'll
probably
have
won't
your answer by
find...
then, hopefully.
No. But I've got a feeling we won't find out who she actually is until episode 12. Or maybe the last few minutes of episode 11.
Maybe not even then. Maybe not until next year.
Christmas time.
No, I'm pretty sure that the pictures of them filming outside St. Paul's Cathedral.
Yeah, but we don't know who she is. Even when she speaks.
Yeah. But Freedom has said in the past that she did mouth the words, didn't she?
But he doesn't believe what she said. He doesn't believe it.
Yeah, you see, the thing is, like I said, we don't know what she said because
that's what I mean.
For one, you could tell she was mouthing something, but they made sure that nobody had a face view of her, and even then, from what I heard, she didn't actually say the words. They're going to be dubbed in later, so that way none of the set reporters could snatch it and put it online. See, they've gotten really exceedingly clever this season with keeping the fanboys at arm's length because. When they were doing the cemetery scenes later on, which is going to come up in the next, the last 2 episodes, at Box Cemetery, they actually escorted all the set, quote unquote, set reporters off the set before they even shot that. So also we do, and the whole Missy being Clara's mother thing, guess what? It can be in the ballpark because one of the pictures or set of pictures that did get out from Landfield, the Box Cemetery, was the Pond's tombstone, Clara, the original Clara Oswald, the Victorian one's tombstone, and also I believe it was Clara's mother's tombstone.
Another theory that's been going around is that you remember the episode with Amy was in that that thing, that
the girl who waited.
That girl who waited, and then they're saying that girl who waited did not die and probably had a kid or something like that.
Or who knows? Maybe it's what you call it. It's future Amy. She's back for vengeance.
No.
Wow, that's a long stretch, but wow.
Even Callan will tell you, and there's hell hath no fury like a Scottish redheaded woman scorn. Come on.
I will the actress that plays Missy is Scottish as well.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, Michelle Gomez. Yep. So. Yeah, we got a lot of things to look forward to for, later. We only got 3 episodes left now. Sheesh, it seems like yesterday we were still sitting here waiting for the season to start.
Yeah, man, it's gone really fast.
And now we're coming up on Christmas really fast. All right. Well, guys, let's go around. I want to get your favorite parts of the episode. Let's start with Nightwing and go back the other way around.
I really like this episode. To begin with, I was really confused by it because we've had some negativity on Clara being the head of the state, the attention when it's the like when it's Capaldi's first series, but I think this is probably. I think this was done correctly. Like the last couple of weeks, we've had
Clara
Clara.
in your face. Yeah.
No. The last couple of weeks, we've had Clara like stand back, as you know. We've had her not as much as in previous weeks. This week, it's kind of gone back up there, but it was a good episode, and I really enjoyed it.
Okay, was there any part you really liked more than the others?
I like when the Doctor was put his hand out of the TARDIS and moved it like with his hand over the. That was quite funny.
Okay, William?
What stood out to me, of course, yeah, like the Doctor sticking his hands out of Clara's purse, giving her that sledgehammer. And,
that was funny.
Yes.
And all those little stuff out of the TARDIS, that was really funny. That stood out to me.
It was almost reminding me, her purse suddenly became like a gag bag out of a Warner Brothers cartoon.
Yeah.
Like reach into the bag, you can pull out just about anything, including the mallet, Okay, Philip?
Two favourites would be the obviously the Addams Family TARDIS tilt the box hand thing. That was good. But my most favourite part of it all is the realisation of the boneless, how they operate and what they were, and how they came out of the ground and walking around like zombies. That was brilliant.
All right, Fez?
Oh yeah. Well, I don't think anyone's mentioned this part about the Doctor's speech when he finally gets out of the TARDIS, saying like you're not welcome here and all that, and like he's going to destroy them or hope they never return. To the boners, wasn't it?
Yeah, boneless.
Yeah, like it sort of reminded me of like a Matt Smith speech as well.
Yeah, it did
like,
actually. I can agree with that.
Yeah, it's just a pity that he didn't go on full Malcolm Tucker mode to them. I think that would have I would have given a 10 out of 10 if he had gone full Malcolm Tucker.
Yep, this dimension is protected. Kind of reminded me of a David Tennant speech.
Oh,
yeah, it was.
This world is protected. Yeah. Okay, AJ.
Sorry. Well, there's just one more point I was going to say. What I liked was about like Clara thinking she had done good, but then like the Doctor was being serious, and wasn't it? There was what was it he said to her again? I just forgot.
That goodness had nothing to do with it.
Yeah, I really thought that was a good line as well. They were some of my favorite parts.
All right. That was one of my favorites too. Was that that line he told her, and then you also named the other one where he finally bursts out of the TARDIS and it's like, yeah, I'm sending you back to where you come from. Well, some of you may not survive the journey, but well, all right, AJ.
I have two favorite things. One, no one else actually seemed to have picked up at the when the door inside the TARDIS was too small to open by hand. He did it from the console, and it made the classic opening door sound from the classic.
Oh yes, that's right, it did.
Well caught. Yeah. Well caught.
That was one of my favorite bits, and the other one where the giant hand comes out of the tunnel roof and grabs that guy and just yanks him back.
Yeah.
Oh yes. That was so creepy.
It made me jump.
Hello.
Hold on.
Yes, I'm happy with my long service provider.
Hello, William. This is your mom.
No,
You have not paid your bill.
it's today.
Okay.
You are obviously.
Callan, what were your favorite parts of this episode?
Well, the bit with the hand was good, obviously. The bit the Doctor doesn't know something and he's happy and excited by not knowing something. So he's a bit apprehensive, obviously. So virtually nothing virtually no powers and can shrink a TARDIS. It was nice to hear the cloister bell, which we heard in one stage, which is exactly when you're supposed to hear the cloister bell.
Yeah, because I was wondering, would you hear the bell, and then like, you finally hear it near the end?
Yeah, I love those scenes too. All right, Harry.
My favorite scene was once the TARDIS got back to full strength, the Doctor comes out and lets him know, don't you dare come back here again. And this dimension is under my protection. let them know this dimension is protected by the Doctor. And don't you forget it.
Oh yes, I love that scene. That was just awesome. You know, Capaldi really, you know, taking the reins, and you know, because he's been sitting there on the sideline the whole thing. Now he's finally able to pop out and tell them what's what. I love that. Okay.
Forgot to mention something.
What did we forget to mention?
That Clara got busted lying to the doctor that Danny Pink said it was okay to hang out with him.
Yeah, I was going to mention that. I was going to mention that after this.
I did. I almost completely forgot about that.
Oh, what was that?
That Clara finally got caught in the lie.
Oh.
Again.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And the doctor had a few, you know, basically, you know, had a nice few words to say about that. I did enjoy that too. It's like,
Yeah.
I'm glad you brought that up. I almost completely forgot about that. Yeah, the fact that Clara's been caught with the lie now that no, Danny's not okay with this. She's been sneaking around behind his back. That and the fact we got to see Clara on a swing, but not in the way I wanted. But oh well.
And we saw Danny for a little bit though.
Yeah.
If only she was wearing the costume from last week's episode.
Oh, for God.
Her little flapper outfit, yeah.
Get ready for the comments.
No, they're not coming today from me. Oh.
Yeah, you behave yourself, Phil.
I will behave myself.
Yeah, I thought for sure he was going to go off. Phillip was going to go off on this episode because of the fact that it had so much Claire in it. And then, you know, we're going to have Graham, you know, temper him down. But Graham couldn't be with us tonight.
That's why I'm giving it a night off.
You just like to steer up Graham.
Yeah, I noticed when they showed Danny Pink, when he first was talking to Clara, that he was also looking at his clock, his wristwatch. So that makes me think about what he's doing there. Who was he waiting for in the park?
Yeah,
Clara.
I like it. I like the bit
was,
where I like the bit where he thought she was having sex or something because the way she was going.
Oh yeah.
For the final.
He was out taking Canine for a walk.
Oh, my
God.
baby.
That couldn't have sounded good over the phone. Oh man. Okay, guys. Anything else we want to bring up about Flatline? Okay.
Oh wait, it was shit.
No,
Oh, yeah, no.
no, Mo wasn't here, unfortunately. He probably would have said that anyway, but you know. Okay.
Speaking of Mo, what's he up to?
You make you wonder how the Boneless knew about this dimension, how they knew it exists and all that.
Could have been a fluke.
Yeah, exactly, a fluke.
A
Yeah,
fluke
it's more like.
or
isn't it
Missy
more like-
or Missy.
It's
No,
more
nothing to do with
Missy
Missy.
out there.
No, I don't think I don't think it's within the realms of Missy to
Well, if you think about it, because in this episode, Clara got that earpiece with the eye socket, and Missy can use it.
Yeah, but all Missy's doing is tapping into where the Doctor goes and what he's up to. She's not necessarily sending the bonus to him to defeat him. I don't think that's the case at all.
Not to defeat him, just for Clara to have that piece in her eye, and she
No.
could use it.
No.
No, I don't think it's the case.
Either way, like I said, a couple more weeks, we're going to find out what this woman's up to, aren't we?
Yep.
Indeed.
Okay, well, we've sat here, we discussed it for a while. It's that time again. Harry, out of 10, how would you rate Flatline?
This was a 9, and I'll say it again. If this guy doesn't get showrunner when Moffat leaves, at least treat him as if he's the next version of Robert Holmes. And if anybody knows my love of the classic era, they know what I'm talking about when it comes to Robert Holmes.
He wasn't always 100% good though, Robert Holmes. Come on, he had a few clunkers.
Phillip, just take some friendly advice.
Don't you dare! Don't you dare!
Yeah,
Don't you dare! Okay, Harry. The Space Pirates, Robert Holmes. Good or crap?
I
The
like
space-
I like
this-
I like the space pirates.
That was shit. What are you talking about?
Have you seen the space pirates, young man?
I have. It was shit. Anyway,
Oh,
let's carry on.
Yeah, Callan got to watch it the first time around. He should know.
Oh,
But he started drinking then.
No,
God.
At the age of 10 or something.
yeah, Callan's the only one of us here who watched it on TV. So
What was that?
and survived.
I
Oh,
want
well.
I want to have your
I
memories.
watched it on TV.
no, Callan wishes he had his memories. Like you said, he's watched
Yep.
a lot of the missing episodes. He just doesn't remember.
Oh man.
I proved my
That's
point.
hard.
Okay, Callan. Now that we've ribbed you a little bit.
Oh, a lot more than that to rib me. Bring it
How-
on.
How would you rate Flatline out of 10?
Oh, it's a solid 8 out of 10, no problem.
All right, AJ.
9 and 8/10 out of 10.
Oh come on, give it a round number, man.
That's okay. Lady Gallifrey gave it a 9.9 something, and she really loved it. All right, Fez.
Well, I don't think it's good enough for me to give it an 8, but I think I will give it. It might be a bit of a cop out, but I'll say 7.7 out of 10.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I'm not saying it was terrible, but it's almost an 8. But I don't think I can give it an 8. Maybe if I give it a rewatch.
All right. Philip.
I'm gonna give it 99.99.1.
Okay.
Still pretty good.
Basically, give it a 10 because it's another 10 for me. I liked it. It's one of my favorites so far.
Oh, okay.
Again, another favorite.
All right, William.
Well, I'm gonna give this one a first. I'm gonna change last week's review. I'm gonna put that as a 10. I'm gonna make this one a 9. And this writer needs to come back, but I would love to see him handle the Celestial Toymaker. I would like to see him write a story of him.
Oh,
Yeah.
you
I can
and me
see where he's
both.
coming from with that
Here,
one. 'cause-
I want to see him handle the Candyman.
Oh, shut up, Fez! Oh!
No. You got it wrong. The Candyman's not returning. It's going to be the Handyman.
The handy shandy man.
Or the
Yeah,
Pandaman.
he's the guy who, in an exciting 1-hour episode, shows us how to change the TARDIS's bulb. Yes, the Handyman cometh.
Oh God.
I can think of another reason use for the handyman, but never mind. Anyway, go on.
Also, there was the other exciting episode which never made it to air, where the Handyman returned and he snaked out all the TARDIS's sewage lines.
Oh,
Oh,
Hey, the question: how much the TARDIS weigh? Because the Doctor saying it's really heavy if he loosened the gravity thing.
Well, you got to remember, the TARDIS is almost an infinite dimension on its own. So
Yeah.
if it were to actually, basically think probably the size of a small planet trying to land on a planet, it wouldn't be a nice thing.
and remember what Romana told Adric in Full Circle about the TARDIS when the Marshmen were using it as a battering ram.
Yeah.
I'd rather forget Adric.
Oh, leave him alone. He was gorgeous.
Doctor! Oh, great. That's going to be ringing through my head for the rest of the night. Doctor,
make it your ringtone.
Doctor, I'm growing hairs down here. What does that mean? Oh,
It
God.
means you're going to be mine tonight, bitch. Oh,
Adric, do you really want me to tell you what that means? Well, yes, Doctor. That means I'm going to have to lock Tegan and Nisa's room at night. Oh.
Oh my God.
Well, the ladies are.
I lock yours, but the walls are white enough in there. Okay, all right.
We're gonna hear it from the ladies again.
Okay.
This is why we don't have any women on the show.
Nightwing, how do you rate Flatline?
I'm gonna rate it a 9. I'm gonna say an 8.5. I don't have I like the episode, but I just didn't like the fact that out of the people that died, and then that train driver guy. Why he barely had any character development. Well, he wasn't in it for very long, then I think the wrong people died. I think didn't somebody mention that the wrong people died?
Yeah,
the
the
doctor
doctor
did.
said that. Yeah.
Yeah. But I think that the old grumpy guy could have been, killed, and then
No, he was all right, man.
no, because he wronged the guy on community service. He wronged him. He been
People
extremely
get wronged.
rude.
People get wronged every day, darling. You don't kill them.
Yeah, I
for
know. Okay, maybe I don't know.
it.
I don't know.
I'm only joking. Carry on. Yeah, you can say that. You can say what you want to say. Yeah.
I think he could have died, and I think they could have shown more appreciation to the Doctor as well.
But also remember back in Voyage of the Damned.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that guy.
The one guy who survived was the arrogant idiot, and I hate to use this word in a podcast. He was a dick.
Yes, he was.
Yeah,
I
he
remember.
was.
There was no other word I can find to describe this arrogant, overbearing, 2-bit little bastard. Yet he's the one who survived out all those good people.
Yeah.
Same thing happened here. And like Mr. Copper, I believe, told the Doctor, if we were the ones who could choose who lives and who dies, that would make us the monsters.
Ah, good point.
So, but also, was it just me, or in a way, weren't they kind of like showing us, here's a grumpy old man, and a lot of people have been calling the Doctor a grumpy old man lately, but compared to this guy, the Doctor's a shining angel, ain't he?
True. Very true.
Here's this guy outright saying these people were gutter trash, these people were garbage. I'm kind of glad they're gone, because at least it's not me,
He hasn't met his cousin, Malcolm Tucker, yet.
Fucking
No,
back.
no, I don't even want to picture. The Malcolm Tucker episode would be so heavily edited, we'd see about 45 seconds.
Hang on. How do people explain the missing policewoman at the end of the story? How do they go back to their lives and go, oh, I don't know what happened to the policewoman, but she's not there anymore?
Oh, Clara, beep, 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 Clara, beep, 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 screwdriver, beep, 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 TARDIS, beep, 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 beep. Oh, okay. That was a brief overview of the Malcolm Tucker episode of Doctor Who. All right, now guys, how many of you can name how many episodes I've given a 10 in the new series? It's off the top of your head.
Oh,
Two.
God, two.
All
Two.
of them.
Zero.
Two.
Two.
And one of them obviously being Dalek.
Yep.
Right.
Oh,
The other one,
Oh, shit, I can't remember the other one. What was it?
Midnight.
Deep Breath.
Deep
Breath.
Really? You gave Deep
Yeah.
Breath a 10? That was... Oh, okay. Go on.
All right. I have to give last night's episode a 10. Or today.
Yay! There
Because
you go, my son.
it had, it had a few nifty little things here and there, but overall, it grabbed my attention. It had suspense. It had
Exactly.
actual terror. It had an enemy the Doctor didn't understand and had to figure out. Then you had Clara, who had to go off on her own while getting advice from the Doctor trying to solve this thing. And to me, it had all the elements of a very, very good story. It had drama, it had suspense. And it just knocked my socks off. And plus, it had a lot of humor. And to me, that makes a good Doctor Who episode.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, after a high, we're going to get a low next week with ecological storyline. I don't think it's going to be that good.
I thought Flatline was going to be pants, but
Yeah.
it turned out to be really good.
Yeah.
I prejudge it.
Who's writing next week's?
Next week's episode, oh, great. Now
Frank.
Boys Cottrell. Boyce.
That's Frank Cottrell Boyce, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boyce Cottrell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the last two are written by Moffat, so he's the only one we have. He sucked.
Really?
Off with his head.
Yes, the whole last two episodes of this season reside on the Big Moff shoulders. He better not screw these up, because
We better got his finger out to his.
Missy will be there more next episode.
If the first of the night has crinoid in it, I'll be happy. But I doubt it though.
matter of fact, yeah, like I said, if you want to read a nifty article over on Kasterberts, I'll have to bounce you all the link together. But this was a direct quote from Moffat, quote unquote, "Don't give fans what you think they want."
Oh.
I'm
Yeah,
like,
but if he doesn't give us what we want, then he's going to be writing shit all the time. That's the problem.
Yeah, give me us what he wants.
But we don't
Exactly.
want. Even if we don't want certain stories, all we want is some answers to past questions. That's all we want.
Yep.
Well, all right. Well, we've had a little takeaway. We've all seen the next time for In the Forest of the Night. Let's take a brief look ahead. What do you think of how this episode's going to be, Harry?
Next week's episode reminds me, what little I've seen of it, reminds me of a cut-down version of Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Okay.
No Jeff Golden, though.
So we got trees instead of dinosaurs.
Wow.
All right, Callan, what do you think?
Well, I'll have to wait and see. Obviously, it looks like there's a wolf in it, and I like wolves. Hello, wolf.
Woofs.
The Starks of
It's a
Winterfell.
wolf.
Okay. AJ?
Maybe something close to like Night of the Triffids.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Oh, that's a good thought. Yeah, I can cope with that.
As long as it isn't Killer Shrews.
Yeah, true.
Mushrooms.
Oh. Let's just say the only time I ever saw that movie was on Mystery Science Theater 3000, and I'll never watch it in any...
Oh, yeah, I remember that movie. Yeah, that was funny. that was funny.
Or even worse, Night of the Lepus. Okay.
Oh, man.
Okay, none of you guys remember Night of the Lepus being attacked by
No.
rabbits?
Being
No.
killed by
Oh.
rabbits.
Yeah, it's
No.
killer attack rabbits, kind of, almost like a Monty Python sketch, but gone wrong.
Oh.
Okay, Fez, what do you think of In the Forest of the Night from what you've seen?
Well, with Danny Pink being the central character, will the lion sleep tonight? With being in the jungle?
Wimble.
Well, it was either I do that or
I can't do that.
Sorry, I really have to grab my testicles tight to even try it.
Daniel doesn't have to. He's a girl as it is anyway. I'm only joking, Daniel. Right.
It was your turn anyway, Philip. Go ahead.
You know what they used to always say? Never work with animals and children. So it's going to be a bad show.
Okay. Yeah, like I said, I am a little bit apprehensive because now, we're going to have Danny Pink once again, out on the stage, and we're going to have kids, and that right there, kids usually don't really work well in Doctor Who, so I don't know.
Let's
Speaking of kids, Doctor,
Doctor, Detroit.
Hopefully, some of them might get killed by a lion. Maybe
That's not going to happen.
or mulched by a plant. Get mulched by a plant.
What we don't know is what caused this to happen or what's behind it. That's the main thing I'm looking forward to, though.
Yeah, but
Oh,
who's
God.
Greenpeace.
Unless it was Brian on his lawnmower spraying too much grow your weed too fast.
No, you've done it to me now. Edric, I caught you hacking into the visual circuit of the TARDIS again. You need to keep your eyes out of the showers. But, Doctor, I was watching you. Oh, sorry. Oh. Okay, William.
For next week's episode, we're gonna have Danny Pink, so I'm gonna keep an eye on him. But Philip is not gonna like it because nobody's gonna die since most of the episodes are gonna have kids in it, so nobody's gonna die.
Of course they're gonna die. Someone's gonna die in it.
Not a kid.
Philip's going to turn up and kill them all. That'll sort them out.
Yeah, it's just last time we had kids in it was Nightmare in Silver, and it just was
Yeah. But
those kids were so annoying.
Yeah, but these look like a better class of kids, so we should be all right with the slot.
Yeah, they look we're only prejudge.
Well, the only thing's gonna happen if Doctor shows up with Clara, she's gonna get busted by Danny.
Oh yeah.
Okay, and last but not least, Nightwing. What do you think of the next time trailer for In the Forest of the Night?
I originally thought it was something to do with Little Red Riding Hood, simply because the girl was dressed in red and then there was the wolf. But I didn't. When I saw, like.
What?
Well, no. A girl dressed in white and then a wolf. So I thought it was some, like, a fairy tale type thing.
Yeah, there was a little girl running around in a red jacket, and you did see those things of the wolves. Yeah, I could see how someone get that impression, to be honest.
Yeah.
That's what I originally thought.
So.
And then I saw the rest of the trailer, but I'm actually kind of. Because I like the character, Danny, and then the kids kind of don't. unless it's like some sort of field trip and it all goes wrong, and then
That's what it is. That's what it basically is. So you're
Yeah.
right.
okay.
It looks like.
But is it on like a distant future, or is it on like present? Like is
There.
that
It's present day.
Yeah, present
Okay.
day, from the synopsis that I've read, people in London literally wake up that morning and the entire area is coated in forest. The forest
Okay.
is literally invaded. So
I want to see Houses of Parliament running. I want to see the Houses of Parliament with loads of wolves everywhere.
That's because you want to see Boris Johnson get mauled, don't you?
aren't
That's
there
what you want
enough?
to see.
Well,
shut now.
From what I've
Like
read,
this, yeah.
aren't there enough wolves in the Houses of Parliament?
Exactly.
Near enough. I would like to
There's
see
also a
a wolf
derpy
stick
face.
its teeth in Tory Blair's arse.
I'm sorry, Callan. What was that bit?
I like to see a wolf stick its teeth in Tory Blair's arse, but that's just me being a pervert.
Well, what about David Cameron?
I was about to say that.
Oh,
Cameron's
you-
in charge.
I wouldn't like a taste of David Cameron. I wouldn't like a taste of David Cameron. He tastes like shit. Sorry, I had to edit this now.
Post office.
Here's a question, guys. Did
Oh
anyone see
no,
that?
we were just discussing Forest of the Night, and I brought up wolves in Parliament, and we just went nuts from there. Well,
hang on. What were you just about to say, AJ?
Oh, I was going to say, did anyone else see on Facebook for the next time trailer? The Red Bus apparently has a poster for a Doctor Who promotion on it.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
I saw the picture, but I couldn't make it out properly.
I'm gonna
It's
have to
got-
go back and look at that.
Yeah, I saw it. I couldn't
I
see it
wonder-
clearly though.
Do you think that was a blurb, or do you think they did that on purpose?
I think it was done on purpose because it says apparently it was a fan-made version of an ad for the new series.
Ah.
But what was this about a poster? Just because my laptop just froze on me just at the last minute there.
Oh, AJ brought up the fact that if you watched, someone brought up on Facebook that if you look at the next time trailer really close for In Forest of the Night, there's a double-decker. It's a double-decker bus sitting there and has a poster for Doctor Who on it.
Oh.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
okay, so a little subliminal advertising going on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now that the world tour's over, we'll take over your mind. Oh well. Well, guys, we've watched it, we've rated it. We've talked a little bit about next week. Let's go around and get goodbyes from everyone. We'll bring this session to a close, unless there's something else anyone wants to bring up real quick.
Well, just to say, I'm really growing to Capaldi's Doctor now.
Yeah, me too, actually.
Yeah,
Me
because
too.
at the start it did take a while, I have to say, but now I think by the end of the series, I think he'll be one of my top favorite Doctors. I think.
Yeah, there were
Agreed.
some people who hooked from the beginning, but and there were other people who took a little longer to feel Capaldi, if you know what I'm saying.
All right, I got there eventually. I got there.
Don't worry, Philip. I was the same.
But
I just couldn't deal with this grumpy old man. But now he's a bit more in your face, and I love him. So
You
there
were
you go.
mostly complaining about his clothes.
Yeah, but today, but I can't do nothing about that. I'm not his dresser, so fuck that.
But there's a lot of people who running out there like Chicken Little screaming the sky is falling. Meanwhile, if you read any of the polls out there, I'm talking less than maybe 1.5% at most have rated an episode poorly on any of the polls for any of the episodes up to date. So like I said, I don't know what the panic is. As far as I know, Series 9's already scheduled. It's already been put on the motion. They're going to start filming it in January. Capaldi's already signed. They're keeping Jenna a big secret. Apparently nobody's been able to get their hands on Jenna's paperwork. And, of course, now we got Sammy Anderson, that's right, came out this week and said he wants fans to rally for him to come back in Series 9.
What, is it Ghost?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
No, that means he gets off scot clean at the end of the series then if he wants to come back.
Yeah, according to his article on Doctor Who TV, he's claiming he survived.
No, he wants to come back as his descendant.
So, we don't know. Could he be faking with us? Could he be screwing with us? That's a good question.
Good
So,
chance.
matter of fact, I'll bring it up here real quick. This is what he said. All right, quote, "We're going to see the stabilizers fall off for Danny. The ice has been broken now with Clara. They're very much at ease with each other. Episodes 11 and 12 were such challenging ones for me. I had to get it right. Forget your inhibitions. It would have been crappy if I hadn't believed in it. You'll see where Danny lies morally, what he hopes to get out of his relationship with Clara. By the end of the season, Moffat has kind of immortalized Danny Pink that has definitely been my proudest moment. Coming out of the other end of episodes 10, 11, and 12 and realizing, wow, I've survived, I've made it, I've really pushed it, kind of makes you want to go, one more year, come on. So he could be screwing with us, because that's always a possibility. They do these little bits of misdirection.
Yeah, true.
For the way he's signing, Danny Pink's not coming back next year.
No.
Unless the fans rally. So
Why would they want to do that? The fans was rallying last year that we wanted to see Paul McGann get a spinoff, and that didn't happen.
I know, unfortunately, it didn't happen. I really would have loved it if it had. But, you know, what can you say? Moffat doesn't know what he doesn't want to give the fans what they want.
There you go.
Oh, well, what can you do? All right, let's go around, get farewells and final thoughts from everyone. Let's start with Harry.
Au revoir, adios, goodbye. Catch you all next week for another exciting episode of the Omega File.
All right, Callan.
Goodbye, and thanks for having me, gentlemen. And for anyone listening to this who is a lady, we're still looking for ladies on the cast. And disregard anything anyone else says. Mentioning no names and watch how my eyes rest. Philip?
Don't pick on me. How dare you? Anyway, go on.
Okay, AJ.
As always, it's been fun, guys, and I'll catch you guys soon.
All right, the Fezman.
Yeah, thanks for having me back on. I know it's been a while since I've been on, and I hope to be on at least before the finale, because I'd love to hear Philip's opinion on who Missy is.
Oh, God,
if she is a master.
I'll probably have a heart attack when it happens, but still, go on.
I know.
Thanks for having me on.
But I kind of wish we had a camera trained on Philip if they did announce Missy as the master,
Yeah.
You'll see me turn white, literally.
Oh no!
Quick, somebody dial 999. He's having a stroke.
Stroke of what, you dirty bitch? Anyway, go on.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Oh boy, I'm getting all flushed and hot now. Anyway, go on.
Yeah, your turn, Philip, by the way.
Okay, well, thank you for having me. It's been an interesting podcast, and meet me next week in the bushes for some night.
Okay, William.
Thank you for having me here. And any fans who want stories of the companion being by themselves, go by the Big Finish Charlie Pollard, and I hope to be here next week when we go into the night.
Okay, Nightwing.
Thank you, gentlemen, and I'm gonna try and appear again next week, and definitely for the finale in the episode 11 and 12. Work has been kind of a bitch.
So be a bitch to work. So be a bitch to work as well. Then turn around and say, no, I'm not doing it tonight. I want to Doctor Who. There you go.
No, but what I'm trying to say is that I've finally got good shifts. Like, I'm working during the day instead of during the evening.
Okay.
So what I did one time. I worked at McDonald's. I walked in one night, handed my boss a note saying I had strep throat. She said goodbye and take 3 days off.
There you go, Danny.
Because, hey, it's either you let me work and I give all your customers strep, or...
You can say you got the Moffat disease, but you can't go into work.
Exactly. Lie like Clara. She does it very well, so you can do it.
Yeah.
I was gonna mention the E word, but we're not allowed to say that anymore.
What E word?
Ebola.
Oh, don't say that. Don't say that.
Wipe out the world in one word.
I thought you were going to say exterminate.
Say that word, we won't see you for a couple of months.
Isn't technically Ebola and exterminate the same thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Is it another American little thing that they want to kill off the world?
Oh, no. Ebola, unfortunately, is one we pretty much have documented. It probably pretty much evolved on its own. And, thanks to our incredible screening process we had here, now we've got it in the United States.
Yes, you have.
Oh, I'm not kidding. Someone should be slapped across the head and called a moron. Let me see. I'm coming from Liberia.
The state of Texas.
Well, where are you working? I was in a
state
hospital
of
treating.
Texas.
I was in a hospital treating Ebola patient. Oh, come right on the plane. Have a seat.
It was the state of Texas.
Sure, you got a fever 104 and you got pudding brain coming out your ears, but we'll let you fly anyway.
Yay.
Okay, well, guys, that's it for the Omega Files for this week. On behalf of myself and the rest of the panel, enjoy the rest of your weekend. Take care, and we'll catch you next week when we go into the Forest of the Night. Have a good evening.